Welcome to Speakeasy Spirits. Today, there's a couple of things that are bothering me. One is about YouTube creators, and the other is the liquor industry in general. So a warning for all of you, I am going to go off on a rant, but first, let's make a cocktail suitable for a rant, the Suffering Bastard. The Suffering Bastard is actually the name of two completely different cocktails. The one that's probably the widest known was created by Trader Vic. It's a tiki cocktail that uses two kinds of rum. But I'm going to go back to the original recipe that was created during World War II at the Shepherd Hotel in Cairo, Egypt. Even today, if you can find that original Suffering Bastard recipe, it's going to usually call for bourbon and gin. However, the bartender's original handwritten notes called for brandy and gin, so that's the way we're going to make it today. This is going to be a shaken cocktail, and we're going to start with half an ounce of lime juice. Next we need 1 ounce of brandy. Now I'm going to use this Greek brandy. It's Metaxa 7-Star, and it is a spiced brandy, which is going to bring in some additional flavors, but you could use any cognac or brandy of your choice. We need 1 ounce. Next we need a London Dry Gin. I'm going to use Bombay Sapphire here, but again, any London Dry Gin of your choice. One ounce. 1 to 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. We're going to shake that over ice for about 30 seconds. Now we need a Collins glass or any other kind of tall glass filled with ice, and we're going to strain our cocktail in. Now, the reason we're using a taller glass is we're now going to top it with some ginger beer. In this case, I'm going to use this Fever Tree Blood Orange ginger beer just to add a little more flavor and more citrus. And for a garnish, this is typically served with a slice of orange, even though it has no orange juice in it. But since we used blood orange ginger beer, I'm going to use a slice of blood orange. You could also garnish this with some mint if you like. Add a straw, and there we have a Suffering Bastard. With the ginger beer, it's along the lines of an extra citrusy mule. You've got a lot of tartness from the lime juice, the juniper and herbal notes of the gin, along with a nice oaky note from the brandy, and in this case some extra spices coming along with that brandy. It's a nice, refreshing cocktail. Now, let's get to my rant. YouTube has been a very welcoming space. Not only am I a YouTube creator, but I watch a lot of YouTube content, especially cocktail content. Recently, I came across a channel I hadn't seen before, and he was covering a subject that I'm really interested in, so I started watching, but he said something that really bothered me. I'm not going to name the channel because I don't want to send any traffic to him and increase his view count. In his video, he took the position that the only decent creators on YouTube in the cocktail space are the real bartenders, the ones that stand on that side of the bar and receive a paycheck for it, and that home bartenders basically don't know what they're doing and shouldn't be trusted because they haven't gotten a paycheck. I stopped watching his video right there. In my opinion, that's insulting to his own viewers. They are probably not professional bartenders. They are home bartenders wanting to learn something and being told they're not good enough, that their creations don't match his just because he received a paycheck, is ridiculous. Do you know how many real bartenders I've gotten horrible drinks from? Ones that don't know how to make an old-fashioned? I've been into a bar where on their own menu they listed a cocktail with dark rum. So I ordered a dark and stormy. A very simple drink, ginger beer, lime, dark rum. This real bartender was very confused by my order. Once I explained the recipe to him, he then said, "I don't think we have dark rum." To which I looked at the menu and pointed at it. So because he receives a paycheck, is he any better than somebody like Greg at How to Drink, a cocktail channel with over 1 million subscribers? His drinks are usually perfectly balanced and delicious. His original recipes are fantastic. So which one would you rather trust? Or how about one time I took a friend to a Cajun restaurant which has a Sazerac on their menu, but what they brought out was something with a mashed up orange slice and cherry on the bottom and absolutely no absinthe in it. Would you trust that over, say, something like Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour, where he has admittedly never worked behind the bar, but makes fantastic cocktails. He is a tiki purist, and if you want a tiki cocktail, you can't go wrong with his channel. As a YouTube creator, I don't think it's our place to put anyone down. If they're watching your channel, they want to learn. We shouldn't be putting them down. We should be helping raise them up. We're not gatekeepers of the bartending secrets. And speaking of gatekeepers, that brings me to my other rant, the liquor industry, and specifically the middlemen, the distributors. Did you know that as a craft distiller or brewer, you cannot distribute your own liquor? You are forced to use these middlemen who are going to charge you for the right to distribute their liquor and then charge the retail space for the right to sell it. They're getting paid on both ends. And they're also nearly a monopoly. There's only a handful of distribution companies in the entire country, which means they have control over what gets out to the liquor stores or to the bars. The state that I live in right now has some of the most restrictive laws around craft brewing. As a consumer, you can't even go directly to the brewery and buy as much beer as you want. There are limits on the quantity you can buy. So if you live an hour from your favorite small brewery, you may not be able to pick it up in a store, and even if you drive an hour to the brewery, you won't be able to buy a couple of cases to stock up for a while. You're limited in what you can bring home. There have been some bills that try to change these laws. The big problem is, because these craft breweries and craft distilleries have to pay these distributors just to get their liquor out there on shelves, the distributors then take that money and use it in lobbying efforts to fight changing the laws for the better. Laws that would help you as the consumer and help vitalize these small, struggling businesses. By keeping a monopolistic stranglehold on the supply chain, they can control the flow of high-demand products. So when a retailer wants a bottle of Blanton's or George T. Stagg, something that's harder to get, they can tell them, we can get you a couple of bottles if first you buy 10 or 20 or 50 bottles of this other product that they get a much higher profit margin on. Since legally, the producer of the spirit cannot set the retail price, the distributor can add their own markup of any amount they want before selling it to retail. And since these distributors are essentially the only game in town, everybody is forced to do whatever they want at whatever price they want. So what can you do about it? First, support your local businesses. If there's a local brewery or distillery that you really like, buy from them directly when you can. You're going to be helping a small business, which helps the local economy, and more of your money is going to go to the creator of that product instead of going into the pockets of the middlemen. And also, try and stay aware of any of these laws in your area. If there's a new liquor bill up in front of the state senate, chances are your local craft brewers and distillers are going to know about it, and they'll be able to tell you how to contact your representatives to tell them if you support the bill. I try to buy from the local breweries, distilleries, and wineries around me, but I also keep seeing them going out of business. Not because they don't make a good product, but because they just can't get it onto retail shelves. Every state is going to have its own local laws. Here in Georgia, we have some of the most restrictive laws around craft brewing. Right now, there's SB 122. If you can contact your local state senator and tell them you support the bill, it will help those craft distilleries by allowing them to be able to sell directly to the retailers within a 100-mile radius. It still keeps those middlemen alive so that they can continue distributing their liquor, but gives them a regional footprint where they can get their product out there into your hands. That's enough ranting from me today. Please support those suffering bastards known as your local craft brewers and distillers. Don't support those bastards who say home bartenders aren't real bartenders. If you like the video, be sure to support me by clicking like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.